Torture is the inexact science of how much pain a human body can take before dying. While weapons of war become increasingly sophisticated, torture, cruel as it is on the rise. Torture is immoral, illegal, and can never ever be justified.
The story of the recent abduction and torture of Ukrainian oppositionist activist Dmitry Bulatov is just one example of this torture. He vividly described being beaten, tortured, and crucified, and left to die in the freezing cold. Amnesty is now demanding justice for Dmitry, and everyone watching can help. Amnesty has always fought torture, and our campaigns helped secure the crucial United Nations Convention Against Torture. Often carried out in the name of national security, torture and other cruel, inhuman, and degrading treatment are unequivocally prohibited under international law and widely held to be direct violation with the U.S. Constitution's 18th and 14th Amendments. Sadly, from long-term solitary confinement in our prisons to the legacy of Guantanamo Bay, our own country barely has a voice in the global movement against torture. But tonight we have the power to change that. We can raise our voices in unison for those lying burnt and broken and alone. We can make leaders see that we reject their use of torture in our name and stand and speak for the countless silenced behind bars of all kinds.
One man who's used his voice loudly, wisely, and well is Sir Bob Geldorf. Since he initiated Live Aid to fight hunger in Ethiopia, Sir Geldorf has been busy harnessing the power of music to save lives. Please join me in welcoming Sir Bob Geldorf.
Thank you. It's late at night now and there's been enough said about everything. I was told the reason me and the guys came over because we were told this is the breakout gig. This is the one that's going to ensnare all the young people of the United States finally. But I don't see anyone under 60 in front of me. I mean, what the fuck? Where are you? I mean, the real reason we're here is to see, you know, the flaming lips and cake and the Fray and all that, 'cause we haven't seen them before. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a fellow Irish skeptic, George Bernard Shaw, said that the reasonable person adapts himself to the world, and the unreasonable person insists on adapting the world to themselves. So all change comes through the power of unreasonable people. Be unreasonable. You've seen people up here, you've seen films of the Ukraine and Iran and Russia, and you've seen stuff about the United States, nothing about the UK. But it's every day. What Amnesty does is speak for the individual as he tries to resist authority. That's every day. That's not just going home and going online. Online is a sort of vacuum. It's a cyber world, it's a virtual world, it's not real. But when you have your tongue cut out, and when you've walked among some of the people I've walked about, when you've had your ears cut off so you can't hear, and your eyes blinded so you may not see, there is a group that can do all that for you, but they can't do it unless we have you on side. Orwell gave us this terrifying vision of the future of a boot stamping on a face forever. And if we're not careful, if we're not very careful, the instinct of authority is always towards authoritarianism. A cop has every right to pull you over if you're speeding or to check your tires or whatever. But he's only you in a funny outfit. It's every day when it creeps around. It's every day when the journalists don't see anymore in their own country what's going on. You get worried. And so there's always an ask at things like this. There's no point in the guys pitching up here and playing real good for free. They'll do it. And the people watching will watch because they like the Flaming Lips, or they like Lauren, or they like whomever. But the reason they're here is because they'd like you to do something they can't do. So here's the ask. It's really simple. You go home and you get 3 mates, 3 friends to join you on this wild ride. It sounds pious and politically correct. I know half of you are already card-carrying members of this sort of shit. Go home, get 3 other guys to join you. A little cell. Let's get Trotsky, let's get Insider on this. And those 3 get 3 more. And very soon you have political impact. The agents of change in our world are the politicians. They don't like numbers, but they respond to them. There is a way where we can ameliorate the pain and the suffering, if just for a minute. The future may not be ours, but our values must shape it. And those values aren't bad. I'm going to do 3 songs. No, shut up. You haven't a fucking clue what I do, really. You don't know any of them. But we're going to do 3 protest songs. One is one we wrote back in 1978, and it was just a song about murder and the guns in this country. The next is a protest against growing old. And the last one is just a bit of Irish protesting against everything. You know me. I hope you're still watching that movie with Marlon Brando, The Wild Ones. There's a great scene where Marlon is slouched sexily up against the jukebox, and the kid comes in and goes, "Hey Johnny, what are you protesting against?" Johnny says, "What do you got?" I want to dedicate these 3 songs to Pete Seeger, one of the great Americans.